on it. Hello all my fishy friends and welcome back to another Stay Fishy Adventure. Today is an icy cold one in the middle of the desert with much adventure to be had. I'm joined by my best friend Phil, of course, Oda. And where's Little? Little's here somewhere. But we have an amazing episode in store for you guys today. We're gonna be doing some fishing, we're gonna be doing some cooking, and we're gonna be freezing our butts off, doing some wintertime truck camping. It is absolutely freezing out here right now. So it's time to bundle up, get our feet in the water, start this amazing day. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Let's go have an adventure. I think it goes without being said that I am really excited to always go fishing, but today in particular, I'm extremely excited because we're gonna try a couple techniques that I've never done on this river before. The river we're fishing today has some amazing trout fishing. So first method is gonna be the twitching jig. Second is gonna be the rooster tail on the fly rod, which is the method I somewhat perfected in Chile. You guys are gonna see that video on the Addicted channel, so be on the lookout for it. But I've never tried it here and I know it's gonna work. So it's gonna be an exciting day of fishing. Let's get rigged up. I'll show you what I'm gonna use. Let's get fishing. All right, here it is. The big secret. That's right, sculpin jigs. This time of year in basically any trout river, there's obviously not a lot of insect life because it's cold outside, it's frozen. So ultimately, these fish turn into cannibals and they start eating the other fish. And there's a tiny little fish in these rivers called a sculpin, and they're packed full of protein, and it's an amazing way for these fish to stay alive throughout the winter. So our lure of the day are some homemade sculpin jigs. Which one do you think I should use? This one. No, not that one. Not that one. Okay, that one. All right, here goes nothing. That was a practice cast. So the idea behind using this twitching jig is basically to resemble this fish. So what I'm doing is I'm casting downriver and I'm making this jig swim. And it's probably the most fun way I've ever caught trout in my life. A good friend of mine, Bill Herzog, showed me this method a couple years ago, and it instantly became my favorite. The way these fish attack this jig is unlike any other presentation or any other bite that I've found for trout fishing. So I'm really excited to see if it works today. But the idea is to just, he's swimming, he's scared, he's running. I think you get the hint. Oh. Oh, I think that was our first bite. I just cast it through that same spot and never touched the bottom. The way I'm kind of casting downriver to 45-degree angle and letting that current swing me across, you can see I'm not reeling at all. It's keeping me off the bottom, and it's even allowing me to hit the bottom and still not get snagged because the current's not pushing that jig into the bottom. So I'm just gonna keep doing my thing here, working down into the deeper part of the hole. I got a good feeling about this. There he is. I was starting to get a little bit skeptical here. I just was gonna be completely blown away if we didn't hook a fish in this hole, but it didn't let me down. Fish on. Woo! First fish of the day, that feels good. I can tell you right now though, I am not looking forward to sticking my hands in this water. It's probably 35 degrees right now. I know it's gonna get below freezing tonight when we're camping, but it's worth it. Wow, here he is. Oh my God. What a gorgeous first fish of the day. Whew. Now this here is a red side trout. This is a native strain of rainbow trout that exists in this part of the country, and they are beautiful. Look at that thing, what a creature. Let's give him a quick breath. Yep, that's cold. See you later, little guy. Woo! That guy had a big appetite. Fish number one on the jig. I love it. Let's keep going. All right, here we go. Man, it feels good to get the first one out of the way. I have found over time of fishing these jigs, you might not catch the most fish in the river, but ultimately you usually do catch the bigger ones. It takes a bigger trout to want to eat another fish swimming around, and obviously that's probably how those fish ultimately get that big, is by eating whatever they can given the time of year. So I'm really excited to see what we can pull out of here today. I do have another method that I want to try today. It's really going to freak you guys out. But first I want to see what we can catch on this jig, and then we'll make the switch. Just so innocent, just vulnerable. It's just a vulnerable little sculpin. Just a tasty little trout treat. Come on, come on. Oh, he sees you. He's running, he's running, he's running. Nope, didn't work. Whew, bursky doodles. Huh, little? That wind has a heck of a bite to it. Yeesh. Oh. This is really super difficult fishing this hole. I got this downriver wind, which is kind of picking up my line, but I'm having to keep my rod tip high to avoid this fast water in between so that my jig will actually sink in that deep spot behind that rock. So I'm just watching my line and waiting for it to give me any sign of a bite, for it to go tight, or kind of see that little twitching motion of that fish grabbing the jig. Oh, maybe. Hey, Oda, no! Come here.
What? Get out.
Almost got a beaver. Oda. Hey, Oda, no! Come here.
What? Get out.
She almost got him. Oh, got him. Oh, he's coming at me. Oh my God, this thing's a wild animal. So it's exactly what I was just wondering, you guys. As I was working down this bank, you could see how lethargic that first fish I got was. So I was wondering if these fish are probably going to be harboring in areas like that with deeper water, which is ultimately going to be warmer. All that water on the surface that's moving down the river is going to be pretty freaking cold from the air. But that deeper water you see in the middle behind those boulders and stuff is going to be at least a degree or two different. So I wasn't wrong. And it worked. Fish number 2. This one was without a doubt much more aggressive and lively than the first. What a beauty. Second fish of the day on the jig. Wow. Hey, everybody. Woohoo! It's working. All right, let's see if there's another one over there in that deep stuff. I'll kind of get up on top of the bank here so I can reach. Here we go. Oh, I already got him. Already got him on the fall. They're in the deep. They're in the deep. Oh, he's jumping. Another. Oh, he spat it. Whew. Well, I think we figured it out. They're out there. Oh. This is really super difficult fishing this hole. I got this downriver wind, which is kind of picking up my line, but I'm having to keep my rod tip high to avoid this fast water in between so that my jig will actually sink in that deep spot behind that rock. So I'm just watching my line and waiting for it to give me any sign of a bite, for it to go tight, or kind of see that little twitching motion of that fish grabbing the jig. Oh, maybe. All right, last cast. Oh, there, got him. Oh, the last cast fish. Woo! You always get them on the last cast, especially if you call it every time. Ooh, that's a pretty one. That's a pretty one. We definitely got them figured out now. Ooh, that is the nicest one of the day so far. Shiny, shiny fish. Woo! Wow. Not as big as the other two, but absolutely gorgeous and healthy. Woo! Thank you, little guy. See you later. Woo! Let's go find another spot. Well, on our way to the next hole, we stumbled upon your proverbial hole in the wall. Curiosity's getting the best of me. We gotta see what's in there. All right, here goes nothing. Interesting. It's not really built for a man my size, but it'll work. Shoot, I might have to camp in here tonight. It's incredible how warm it is in here compared to outside. Oh, it goes way back there. So these little holes in the wall you find all over on rivers and basically pathways through the country in the western United States. Most of them were made by man, handmade, to store dynamite while they were building these railroads and these roads up and down these river systems, which were ultimately the only path through these areas in the west. So this is another one of them. Not dangerous now, but at one time we would have blown up. All right. Back to business. Ooh, this feels good. Nice and deep. It's got a big back eddy, so the food's constantly getting circulated to these fish. Let's see if our hunch was right. Sinking, sinking, swimming. We're swimming. We're swimming. We're tasty. We're food. Oh, wow. He almost yanked the rod out of my hand. Oh, wow. Whew. That's troutzilla. We found him. These things were just working me over, outsmarting me, kicking my butt, but we won. We got him. That was an insane bite. It's just crazy to me how much energy and strength these fish still have when it's this cold outside. I love wild trout. Look at this gorgeous little girl. Plump, juicy, lovely. Look at the beautiful color on that gill. Barely any spots on that fish. Just a perfect trout if I've ever seen one. Wow. All right, see you later, little lady. Oh, I love red sides. They're such a unique species of rainbow. In my opinion, they're a steelhead that's never gone to the ocean. A lot of times they reside in rivers and live in places that are rivers that hold salmon and steelhead, that get runs of salmon and steelhead, but are a long ways from the ocean. So I think these are basically, in my theory, I could be wrong. Go ahead and comment below and tell me I'm wrong. But I feel like these fish, especially for the way they fight and the lifestyle they live, they're just little steelhead that haven't gone to the ocean yet, which makes them so much fun. That was awesome. Super nice big log in the river over here. This might as well be downtown Tokyo. Troutzilla lives here. All right, here it goes. There he is, got him, got him. Oh, that's Troutzilla. Oh, he's got me down in the mud. Oh, he came off. That thing had a mind of its own. He's done this before. Took me straight down into the weeds, rolled over a couple times and pulled the hook right out. Let's see if he's got a friend. Oh, got him, got him. Just had to let him eat it. Oh, I'm all bent up. Oh, I'm all bent up. He's trying to do the same thing. Oh, it is Troutzilla. It's him. This is an absolute gorgeous fish. Please stay on. Look at it, he's got a shark fin out there. Looks like Jaws. Oh my God, this thing is gorgeous. Come on, baby, come to Papa. Wow, the sculpt don't lie. Look at that. And you wonder why they call him a red side trout. Oh no, oh, no, oh, he's gone. That sucks. Well, you guys got a small peek at that. That was an epic fish. That might have been one of the prettiest red side trout I've ever caught. That bar on its side was probably 8 inches long. This is an awesome campsite. We have a few things that we need to do first. We need to do our food, we need to do our shelter, then we need to do more fishing, obviously. So we're gonna get the tent set up. We have to do a little bit of dinner prep, then it's back in the water we go. I must say, everybody, I have been loving this Yakima tent. I was a little bittersweet. I got it right before winter started, as you've seen, so most of the excursions we've had in this thing have been awfully cold, but a little buddy heater goes a long ways in this thing. Yakima is a proud sponsor of our other channel, Addicted Fishing, so Yakima, if you're watching this, Stay Fishy loves you too. Ugh. Ta-da! All this tent building's got me worked up an appetite, which brings to our newest segment of Stay Fishy, and it's the munch of the week. This week's munch of the week is tempura seaweed. I didn't know it existed, but now I do, and it has become one of my very favorite snacks. Grocery outlet, you're the best. Let's break into these things. These things blew my mind, just like they're about to yours. If you look here, we have a sexy little strip of seaweed dipped in tempura. All the crunch one's heart desires. Salty seaweed flavor. Nice little sweetness of the tempura. Now that is definitely the munch of the week. All right, time for the meal prep. We're doing elk steaks over the fire and a sweet little potato recipe, and we're gonna cook this entire meal right there in that fire ring over a hot flame. So it's gonna really add some nice flavor. I have to go pick one of the ingredients that we're gonna season these steak with here really quick, but we better get these things in a marinade and ready to go into our bellies. Okay, in the Carnegie's kitchen box, gonna go a little bit of Worcestershire, a little bit of Montreal, some garlic and salt. A little bit of Montreal, some garlic and salt. And I'm actually gonna do this round of seasoning twice here. Give her a good shake. A little more Montreal. A little more garlic and salt. What's in the bag? Dinner. That's what's in the bag. Look how amazing those look. But there is one more ingredient we need to add. Let's go find it. Here it is. Everybody, this is sage. Sage, everybody. This is gonna be our special seasoning for the night. But one thing about this seasoning, it is very, very strong. So we're gonna take this back to camp, maybe put it on the dash of the truck so we can smell it all the way home, because it smells incredible, especially with this little bit of rain right now in the middle of winter. But we're gonna take a couple of pinches of this, chop it up, and drop it in with our steaks. All right, just gonna take a tiny bit of this off the stem. And again, for all these steaks, this is probably gonna be more than enough. Do not wanna overdo this or it will be all you taste. But if you do it just right, it goes really nice with that Worcestershire, and honestly, just with the smells of being outside here in the desert in the winter, might as well taste it too. Perfect. Give it one more shake. All right, one more step. We're deciding to work smarter, not harder, and get out of the rain. Okay, steaks. And so for our next meal prep, campfire taters over the... Okay, so for our second meal prep. All right, so second step to our meal... I can't do it. All right, second step to our meal prep. Say that 5 times fast. Campfire taters. So I've actually taken these potatoes and I pre-cooked them. I stabbed some holes in them with a fork at home and cooked them in the microwave for about 6-7 minutes. So these things are already halfway cooked, which makes it really nice for cooking over a fire. Basically, you're just getting that crisp on, getting it hot, and cooking it the rest of the way through. Saves a lot of time, especially when you're in weather like this, where it's raining, it's cold, the temperature is very different from the fire to the top of the pan. So, little trick for you guys. I'm gonna do these in nice thin slices, almost like scallops. I must say, potatoes over fire might be one of my very favorite meals for camping in the world. I want to see your guys' comments below. What is your favorite campfire meal or your favorite way to cook a tater over a fire? Nothing better than meat and taters. Elk steak and taters. All right, I don't want to add too much for the pan, so that should be enough. Save those for a late night snack. I'm gonna cut these long ways so that you get those nice big chunks of onion bite as you go through those taters. And for camping of any sorts, or just in general at home, I found myself really switching over to the shallot game. Onions who? Toss an orange pepper in there for a little bit of color. I'm gonna keep those big and chunky too, like a big chunky tater, if you know what I'm saying. And we got some pre-packaged garlic. Again, really cool little camp edition. Honestly, I've been using these things for just about everything. I'm not even gonna chop these things up. These are going in their whole. Call me crazy. Then, the big secret, the money maker, the panty dropper, some white truffle olive oil. And this stuff has an amazing flavor. Not sure where I got this. Maybe Mom gave it to me. Thank you, Mom. But it has an incredible truffle flavor to it. I'm not gonna go too heavy on it because I am gonna add some garlic. But that truffle oil is definitely a good way to go. Now in goes my butter chunks. Use about half a stick because there is a lot of taters in there and nobody likes a sticky tater. And for our seasoning, just the old faithful Montreal. Again, goes great with potatoes, goes great with steak. Gonna have to season that twice. And some Idaho Joe's steakhouse seasoned salt. Gonna do an aluminum foil lid. And then once our fire is going and nice and hot, we'll be ready to cook. Voila. Let's go fishing. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. The highly anticipated fly in a spinner. Chartreuse rooster tail. And many of you watching who fly fish are probably cringing, but you know what? I like it. And I like to catch fish. And so I'll do it any way possible. And honestly, the last time I did this, it was probably the most fun that I'd ever had trout fishing. The take and the aggression those fish hit these spinners with, and the way the fly rod fished it, I swear, I want to say is almost more effective than with the spinning rod. So, got our chartreuse rooster tail. I'm gonna go through, take a couple of these hooks off, so we're only fishing that single hook. We do not want to harm these wild trout. They're a very delicate species and they live for a long time, so you want to make sure to take extra good care of these fish and clip your barbs. That jig we were using earlier was barbless. We're going to cut a few hooks off of this, trim the barbs as well, so that we're not harming any of these wild trout. Let's go fishing. Oh, it's trying to snow, everybody. This is the first true winter camping that we've done. The last video that you guys saw, we did a raft camping trip and it was snowing at the put-in. And then by breakfast the next morning, I was in a t-shirt. So wasn't exactly the most extreme winter camping, but you can see up on the top of the canyon, that snow's starting to stick. I'm sure as the sun goes down, we're gonna start seeing some white come out of the sky. But let's go fishing. So the hardest part of doing this method, one, is having such a heavy lure or fly on the end of the fly line. And this is only a 5-weight rod, so I'm gonna have to use the action of the rod as much as I can to whip this thing back and forth. But as long as I get it in there, that blade starts spinning, it should work. So the method I'm using with the spinner is almost like a swing and strip. I'm letting the current take it, swing it over, but every so often I'm giving it that strip just like I would with a normal fly or like a woolly bugger, so that spinner is getting that action where it's fluttering forward and then dying off, fluttering forward and then dying off, and as it starts to die off, that's when those fish will attack. Better try the upstream cast before we go anywhere. Don't want to leave any water uncovered. Oh, that's going to do it. I can already tell. That's the cast. Oh, there he is. Oh, shit. Oh, that was a good one too. He just wrecked it. See what I mean, guys? Normally, if you're casting a spin rod, you can't really fish in and get the long cast like you can when it's on the fly here with this floating line. I'm telling you, I swear it's more effective on a fly rod. Quick little mand over in the bush. I don't know if he's gonna hit again. It felt like he took it pretty hard. These trout are not stupid. You've seen that throughout the day. They've outsmarted me more than I'd like to admit. Oh, there he is, got him. Right at the bank. That's a really nice one. Oh, he's gone. Oh, that hurt. Hurt down in my plums. Oh, that was just as pretty as Troutzilla from the last hole. Damn it. It's all right, it's proven it works. It works. Okay, new hole, new possibilities. Well, we proved it can be done. I guess you guys are gonna have to go over on the Addicted channel and see the video where I actually do smack the crap out of them. But we're running out of daylight. We need to get a fire going. We need to get this meal started. My belly's rumbling. Let's go back to camp. All right, she's a-blazing. And these potatoes are even though I cooked them already, are probably gonna take about a half hour to 45 minutes over the fire. So I'm gonna get these going right away. Luckily this fire pit has this nice little grate on it for me. The steaks are gonna only take a couple of minutes to cook. So I'm gonna wait till the very end. Once we let the fire burn down a little, get a nice coal rolling, then we'll put those steaks over the fire. So I like my elk steak very rare. It's the best way to enjoy the flavor. And I just gave them the smell test. Delish. All right, we got a steady sizzle going. I think it's time for a little mixture. Little mixer. A little tater mixer. Ooh, that looks nice. Oh, nothing like a good tater sizzle over a campfire. Whew, I wish you guys could smell this right now. After I got all this stuff prepped and went down and fished, all I could smell in my hands was onions, potatoes, and garlic. And you wonder why I rushed back. Okay, let's cover it back up. Better keep going. Second check. Woohoo! That's looking good. Got those whole chunks of garlic in there. That's a cowboy meal right there. Pez gauchos. Translation, fish cowboys. So, brought my old rusty grate. This thing's been miles with me, bounces around the truck all over the country. I think we should probably sanitize that first, put it right over the fire. Time to roast us up some meat. And I really don't mind a high heat for these steaks, but I just want to make sure they get a good even cook. So I'm going to break that fire apart a little bit, get myself maybe a spot that doesn't have such an aggressive flame. I still want that nice smoky flavor though, so here looks good. Oh, I was like made for it. One final shake and a sniff. Shake and sniff for the win. Here we go, everybody. Oh, so pretty. Look at how gorgeous these elk steaks are. This is an elk that we killed in elk camp this last year in a video you guys saw. Same like the last video. We've been living off the land out here. Okay, here they go. I'm gonna put those bigger steaks a little bit closer to the heat. They're not sizzling too hot, which is a good sign. I don't want them to cook too fast, but I also want to eat these things pretty rare. So getting them too hot too quick will just cause you to burn it. You can see already how quickly those are cooking, especially these thinner pieces. Doesn't hurt to flip them a couple times. I know that's kind of a sacrilegious practice in the steak world, but we don't want to ruin these beautiful elk steaks. So if it takes 2 flips, it takes 2 flips. Okay, I can't help myself any longer. Look at that. Dripping down my hand. Perfectly cooked. A little bit of red. And it's so tender. Oh my God. All right. Wow. This is living, everybody. Went into the store, hand-picked the potatoes off the shelf, tracked this elk down and killed it. That's living off the land if I've ever seen it. Okay, first plate goes to the lovely camera lady. We have Brooke subbing for Sean today, you guys. So let's see all those thumbs up in the comments below for how good of a job she's doing filming. She's been an amazing help. Thank you, honey. But now it's my turn. Ooh, look at those crispies from the bottom of the pan. It's the best part of a tater right there. The crispy part. Some steaks. Some meat. Wow. Okay. Taste test again. Tender. Juicy. Scrumptious. Flavorful. Bold. Delicious. Oh, look at that crispy. We're doing a dynamic duo. We're going Crispies with the pepper and onion and the steak. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry you can't be here. What a day. Some insane trout fishing. Not so great weather, but a lovely setting and an incredible meal and a perfect adventure. Let's go enjoy the fire. Full belly, wet bones. Oh, but a hot babe in a tent. That's a good day if I ever seen one. Got the lighting all perfect, romantic. I'm tired, everybody, and it's cold. We're gonna get the little buddy fired up, get the dogs up here, start ourselves a little cuddle puddle. It's been a good day. Thank you all so much for being along for the ride. See you in the morning. Well, good morning, everybody. No time for coffee, no time for tea. We're back on the road with little time to spare. We're on our way to meet my man Marlon to film an addicted video today, and we're doing something very cool. This video will actually already have dropped by the time you guys are seeing this, but we're actually going out to sample some steelhead today, hopefully catch some wild steelhead to sample their scales to give to the state in a science project for biology. So we're on our way over the mountain. Hopefully we'll get there safe. It's been a long couple days, but I'm really happy you guys are along for the ride. I really enjoyed this video here. Catching these trout on those twitching jigs in this video, you guys, was so cool. Exploring the cave, the amazing food over the fire. Made for one heck of an episode. Again, thank you all so much for being here on this week's adventure. Until next time, same place, you all stay fishy. We'll see you out there.